Hello, Instagram. I wonder if my title is going to get me banned. Can I change it? I might have to change it. I might have to rewrite it. Hello, Instagram. How are you? I'm supposed to send a link for a rebounder. I did not forget. I will do that today. I'm just looking. I'm sure I'm supposed to get that. Hello. Okay. So I probably am going to have to change the title, and I'll see about doing that once the live is. No, all right. I'll be right back. I have to change it because I don't want to get censored on here. So I'll be back. No, you know what? Fuck it. I'm already here. All right. So I'll see if I can change it later. Hello. It's just, certain words get folks excited on here, and I don't want them to get so excited that they ban my account. All right. So we're telling your followers that you started a live video. So I was supposed to get on here actually at 10:30. I am a little behind. I did not even get a chance to do my hair. The hair is not done under the hat. So I discovered something about myself that I'm going to share with you all that is going to be TMI, maybe. I don't know. I don't like shaving. I don't like shaving at all. It is not my thing. I have spent a good portion of 2021, I discovered waxing, and I was like, yes. And so I've been doing that. Station's not the thing. And now I don't even understand how I did it for years, y'all. For years I did that. And more power to those who can. I just realized how irritating it is to my skin. So it's not something that I'm able to do. Just not happening. I will go back to the waxing ASAP. But it's always good, right? Like these are the experimental things to do with one's self, to find out what you really like, what's yours, right? And I'm going to get to this sex life balance in a minute, but really, let's think about it. There's so much policing of women's bodies and what we are supposed to do and not supposed to do, and shaving is such a big thing. Like people feel like they're activists if they don't shave. People feel like they're normal if they do. Personally, I don't care. And the body hair itself doesn't bother me. I went through, I did nothing with my body hair, like all of it for like the entire winter. Like I got my hair trimmed like a week or so ago, right? I just let my body hair do what it was gonna do for like months. I personally don't like it. Right? It's just, it's a thing for me. And is that part of the conditioning of society? It might be, or it could be that when I have more body hair, there's more of like, I don't generally have to wear deodorant, but if I don't shave my underarms and my hair is there, I find that there's an odor, and I just personally don't particularly like the odor for me. So I'd rather, remove the hair because I like it. And that's not for anybody else. It's for me personally. So my thing is, if you shave, enjoy. I realize it's irritating to my skin. I can't do it. If you don't shave, enjoy. If you wax, go at it. If you do sugaring or threading, enjoy. I'm getting to the point the older I get where it's really like whatever it is you're doing with your body that brings you joy and pleasure, do it. Because eventually it doesn't belong to you anymore. Like it's gone. It's gone. So whatever it is that you're doing, just make sure you're doing it from an internal place and not looking for the external validation or pleasure of others. That's my whole stance on it. Other than that, if it's for you, have that. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about, hey folks who joined, let me wave at you even though you're probably not here anymore. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about sex life balance, and I'm actually going to talk about this more on Clubhouse in about an hour, so I won't be on here too long. And if you don't have the Clubhouse app, I suggest it. It's a lot of fun. It's an audio only app. I want to talk about sex life balance because there's a lot of talk about work life balance, and I'm going to assume that in the life part people are including sex, but I don't think they always are. I think they're really talking about how do you balance work with everything that you have to do for everybody else in your life, but not for what you have to do for yourself. And when it comes to our sex lives, that is for ourselves, whether we are single, practicing celibacy, or we are with a partner. It is so important that we understand that there is something to sex life balance. I speak to women and men. I talk to couples that are not engaging in sex. They are not connecting with each other on that level. And they're out of balance. There's so much going on in their lives that they're not finding time to connect. So I didn't like make a list or have notes for this. I will for the Clubhouse, but I really just wanted to come on and just talk about this a little bit here. So I wanted to talk about a couple of ways that you can find some balance in your sex life, right? Because really it's about connection. If we strip out the orgasm, which I'm not suggesting that you never have an orgasm again, but if you take away the idea that there has to be a goal to your sex, then it becomes a lot easier to create moments of your sex life within a busy lifestyle, right? So here are a couple of my suggestions. Well, the first one I already said. The first is take the goal out of sex, right? There's no goal for it. You're not looking to have an orgasm. You're not looking for ejaculation. I know, crazy idea that would happen. And if you like tools on how to handle what happens when you're all up there, DM me and reach out. All right. So number one, no goal for the sex. Right? Remember that sex is about intimacy and connection. Right? And again, I can hear people who are going to watch the replay like this doesn't make any sense. Sex is about the intimacy and the connection. So if you're a couple and you've got 3 kids, which a lot of folks do, right? And you don't have a lot of time for sex, because if you've got 3 kids and you're both working, you probably don't have a lot of time for sex. You have the option of having a quickie, right? Somewhere in between time, you slide 5 minutes in. By the way, unfortunately, 5 to 7 minutes is around the average that most folks are having sex anyway. So I don't know if that could even be considered a quickie. It seems to be normal, sadly. So you can have a quickie if you don't have time, right, for the sex. That's definitely one thing that you can do. The first thing I suggested is no goal. Have goalless sex, which basically means that the two of you are laying together, and I do speak in heteronormative terms because that's just the life that I'm living. I don't have enough experience with any other anatomy to really describe that, but the principles are the same. The principles are always the same, even if the parts are different. How you play is, the basics are the same, even if the parts of the toys are different, if you will. So you can lay with penis and vagina. It doesn't have to be hard. It can be soft. Like it's like just a soft entry, just there connecting with each other, holding each other, breathing together, just feeling the connection without the need for thrusting, for anything else. Now, if it leads to something else, beautiful. But if you're short on time or you're both really tired, this is just a beautiful way to connect. She can be on top. Sorry for this noise in my living room if you hear it. She can be on top, and the same thing, and just laying with each other without having to actually do all the extra movements. Because again, this is about connection and intimacy. So I said, goalless sex, try to make, have no goal for orgasm. 2, you could have the quickie, right? You can squeeze that in, right? Wherever you can, real quick in the bathroom before somebody comes banging on the door, looking for mom and dad. 3, you can lay, if you're too tired, you can still lay together, penis inserted into vagina as much as it can. Don't shove it, it could be soft, and just lay together and be intimate. And I just wanted to just say those are just 3 simple ways that you can find ways to include sex, if you will. And when I say sex, I'm referring to the intimacy and the connection that can happen. Yes, obviously, you can do cuddling, which is a wonderful way to connect with each other. And all of these things can be orgasmic. I want you to understand that you can have orgasms in any of these situations. You can have orgasms from cuddling with somebody. There does not have to be the actual physical friction of something inside of something in order for orgasms to happen or in order for pleasure to happen. And in this way, even though there's a short amount of time, what you're creating long term is more intimacy and connection, which helps any relationship to grow better than if you're just having friction and orgasms. There are lots of people that are doing that, but their relationships are shit. And that's not what you want. So you can, again, goalless, right? If you do have sex, make it goalless so that you don't feel like you haven't achieved anything. The second is go for the quickie, right? That's the obvious one. The third is the soft sex, as I like to call it, just laying with each other, connected genitally, but without the friction that happens, right? And just laying in each other's arms. You can cuddle. That's number 4. Some people are like, that's not sex. Sex is about intimacy and connection. I'm going to keep saying it. Sex is not about orgasms. Orgasms are part of sex. But when you make orgasm the goal of sex, now you're putting stress and pressure on both people, which can take away from the pleasure. And at the end of the activity, whatever it is, you want to walk away saying you had a pleasurable, good time. Not that you forced an orgasm to come out. It's like trying to force a sneeze or a fart. Like, that's not fun. Or a burp. Like, you know the work you got to do when you feel a burp in your chest. It's not fun. But if you go into this, if you go into any of the 4 things that I just described, if you go into that without trying to think about orgasm, you will probably end up feeling orgasms because you're going to be so relaxed. You might find, ladies, that you're laying on top of him and he's got his soft penis, and all of a sudden you will feel your vaginal walls start to contract because the connection feels so good and you're so relaxed, and you might be like, ooh, what the hell? And there's your orgasm, right? And then of course he gets erect and maybe now y'all are good to go and you're not as tired as you thought you were. But imagine if you come into the bedroom and you're both tired and, you know, she's thinking, we got to have sex. And he's like, yeah, we got to have sex. We haven't had sex in like, a week or whatever the time frame is. And y'all go at it and you got the friction and you got the sounds and, and then it's over. And then she probably didn't even have an orgasm, right? He had one, but it was whatever. And there was no intimacy or connection. Can you feel the difference between the two, that even if you're just laying with each other, right? Soft penis and all of a sudden the natural contractions happen, how that could actually lead to better sex even if you're both tired, but you didn't force it. Nothing had to happen. It was just a natural progression. So I just wanted to leave those tidbits with you all. I'm going to be discussing this on Clubhouse as well. And the reason why I like Clubhouse is because you get a chance to like come up on the stage. I have to think of a new word. I don't like the stage. It makes you feel separate. You have a chance to listen in just like you're doing here, except for here you can see my face. On Clubhouse, it's audio only, so you can't see me, but you can hear me. And you have a chance to speak with me at the same time so we can actually have a conversation. This I like because it feels like I'm talking to you like directly. And I love the fact that it feels like it's a one-on-one conversation, even if I can't see you. But with Clubhouse, I can actually interact and speak to you. And I really enjoy that and answer questions and talk to people. So I'll be on there in about 45 minutes having the same discussion because I'd love to hear your thoughts and see what's going on. If you'd like to join, the link is actually in my bio here on Instagram. And you can find me there. So I'll be there at 12 noon. Also, just wanted to remind everyone that the Temple of Central Energy Alchemy is now open for men. I have the temple space for men in there. Kudos to those who have already joined. And we're going to be going over, I'm there to answer questions, right? Because sometimes men have a lot of questions. Men aren't sure about women's anatomy. Men aren't sure about women's cycles and their time of the month. Men are sometimes confused by the way women communicate. And they really love the women that they're with. They're just lost and they don't get it. And I'm here to answer those questions so that you can hopefully have a better, more connected relationship with, your partner or partners, however you are arranging your particular love life. So the temple is open for men, and obviously it's always been open for women. Membership is $13 a month. That's it. You can cancel anytime. There is a 3-day trial. There's a library of videos in there. of things that I've done, and I do teachings inside of the temple on Fridays. So there's always something fresh and new for you to learn every Friday around sex and energy and relationships and communication and wealth and health and lots of other topics. And all of that is for $13 a month, and that's the general membership. There are other tiers in there. If you go to the link in my bio or type in Temple of Sensual Energy Alchemy, you will find all of the ways that you can work with me. And you can always DM me. You can always DM me here. My DMs are open. Just don't DM me hi. Don't do that, please. There's nothing I can say to that. DM me with an actual question. DM me because you want to create an actual connection. That's what social media is for, y'all. And this is specifically for the men too. It's for connection, right? It's not just a place to say, hey. You know, I want your honesty and your authenticity without necessarily the vulgarness, because that's not needed either. It's not needed, but definitely not the high. So, but if you have a question about anything, or you genuinely want to connect, my DMs are open. I see them all, including the ones in my hidden request spot. I read everything, even if I don't respond. I do read every single message that comes in to my DMs on any platform. I just want y'all to know that. Okay, so the Temple of Sensual Energy Alchemy is open for men and women. There is the Temple Circle for women, which we go deeper into some things, and there are daily prompts. There's the Temple Space for men. There are teachings every Friday and other random live streams that I happen to do that are only for those who are in the temple. So all the links are in my bio. Let me go eat because I haven't eaten yet, or at least make some kind of food. And for those of you who are joining me on Clubhouse at noon, I'm going to continue this discussion, and I will see you then. No, I do not play matchmaker. No, that is not my forte, but I can assist people in being in discovering and coming into their life as their most authentic self so they can find the match that works for them. But no, sir. That is not, or ma'am. Sorry, I didn't see the. I do not do matchmakers. All right, so I'm out, and I will see you all. I'll be back on here live. I think I'll be back on here live tomorrow because I'm doing something special tomorrow, so I'm gonna go live. All right. I'm so glad, Island Savvy Connection. I'm so glad that you joined. So glad that you joined. I love seeing. All right. Let me get out of here because I got things to do today, y'all. I'll be back here tomorrow. All right. Bye. Hey, Miss Karma. Hey. Daggone, I'm trying to get off here. I'm trying to get off. All right, y'all. Nah, I really gotta go. I'll talk to you later. Bye.